Good morning and welcome to our webcast, where we show you solutions for tomorrow's work. My name is Mascha Großmann and I'm a planner for office solutions at Sedus. Today we will answer the omnipresent question, what does hybrid working mean? And we show you visually how, with diversity on space, supposed opposites can be turned into a perfect combination. Therefore, I would like to welcome Linda Schuster and Angela Bartelmess, Produktmanagement, Office, Furniture and Seating.
Good morning. Good morning.
However, we are not only here in the role of product management and planning, we are also office users ourselves. Especially the last few months have shown us what types of workers we really are. I, for myself, am an office original. It already starts in the morning when I'm on my way to the office and I mentally prepare myself for the day. I go to the office because I work best when there's also work going on around me. I totally enjoy this atmosphere and can work creatively and effectively in it. Also, a lot of my work takes place outside the laptop when I'm putting together material samples for a customer project or look at the sample furniture live. But now I'm curious. What type of worker are you, Angela?
I would consider myself a home office hero. At home, I feel super comfortable and have the setup to work there very concentrated and very effectively. My workday is dictated by many decentralized web meetings, which are per se location independent. In addition, at home, I can combine working and living at its best. The perfect work-life balance situation for me there. Linda, what about you?
I'm both. I'm hybrid, the best of both worlds. There are days when I can concentrate better at home, but there are also days when I prefer to go to the office. And of course, I'm looking forward to seeing my colleagues there. So for me, variety is the key.
The three of us reflect a similar situation that exists in many companies at the moment. The biggest question that companies ask themselves today is, how do I deal with these different needs that my employees have? And what does the office space need to offer so that my employees find exactly the space that suits their type of work? The digitalization has opened doors for mobile working a while ago, but never before have we seen the importance of face-to-face interaction with such clarity. So, how can we meet the needs of these different types of people with thoughtful office space planning? Our answer is the hybrid working model. But what does hybrid mean in this context, Angela?
In general, the term hybrid is described in the technology where two elements are combined together. The special feature is that every element itself already gives a very good solution. If we apply that to the work model, we used to say working at home or in the office, formal or informal, digital or analog, virtual or face-to-face. If you apply the hybrid work model, this or becomes a strong and. The prerequisite for this is the strong user orientation. The demands of the user must be in the center when you do the floor planning or choosing the office module. The central question is, where and how do I work best today without influencing the work of the others? Because the work location I choose for myself must not influence the work of the others.
Yeah, Angela, with you, it seems to be so simple to turn the or into an and. But how can we support you, our customers, in this process of change? And therefore, dear viewers, we would like to take you on a journey with us. In our showcase area, we have some samples of a hybrid working environment, which shows how these needs of these different types of work can be combined, because we want you to experience it. We will show you settings for individual work and address the question, what requirements does the workstation have to fulfill today? And we will show you settings for collaboration. What can support the teams to work together on a task? Therefore, we've selected 5 settings for you that we believe will form the basis of a successful symbiosis of informal and formal individual and collaborative, and analog and digital.
Linda, Mascha, I see you are ready to go to the first setting. I'm super stoked what you will show us in a second.
See you later.
How are you working today? Would you describe your work model hybrid already? If not, which demands and needs aren't met yet? If you want to share your insights with us, feel free to comment in the comment section on Vimeo. This is also the place where you can place questions. After this webinar, we have plenty of room to cover all your questions and show you our perspective. Linda, I see you arrived in the setting.
Yeah, I am ready. Yeah, and now dear viewers, now imagine Isabel, who decided to go to the office today because she not only wants to access the infrastructure there, but above all, she feels the need to work in the community, to meet a couple of colleagues at the coffee bar. Yeah, she simply wants to be up to date. And therefore, she already booked a workplace from her home via an app. Yeah, and this morning, Isabel has to work in a very, very concentrated way. And therefore, she prefers a place away from the hustle and bustle of the team. And in addition, health and the right working posture are very important to Isabel. Yeah, and because she just wants to work ergonomically, and she simply wants to feel good. Yeah, and anyone who works in a very concentrated way wants to think about many things, but not about how to adjust the desk and the chair correctly. And this is also the case for Isabel. She wants to come in and get started straight away. And that's what she does here. This setting here shows a touchdown area for individual work and for temporary use. So during a day, this workstation is used by different persons. And it is therefore important that the furniture can be adapted easily and quickly to the individual's user's needs. Yeah, just like the motorized desk, for instance, offers the right working height just at the touch of a button. And Isabel, she also appreciated it to work standing up when she's just stuck completing a presentation, because often creative gems simply disappear when you just can't change your posture. Yeah, and the special thing about this motorized desk is the speed adjustment. Isabel can switch from sitting to standing within seconds. She just takes the desk with her as she moves. And this is the fastest motorized desk in the world, by the way. Yeah, and the same is it with the chair. She even has to worry less about how to adjust the chair. Nothing at all, because the C-Flex takes care of that for her. The automatic system regulates the backrest pressure according to the user's body weights and proportions, so that it feels really comfortable in all positions. So the C-Flex is ready to use for Isabel, right now for me, and for the other colleagues who will use this workstation today. And if Isabel has to make a phone call, she can just withdraw into the C-Cube. There she can make her phone call undisturbed, and at the same time, she does not disturb the other colleagues. And also the principle that applies here is plug and play. So with the automatic control of the lighting and ventilation, for instance, or same with the display. You can see here the blue LED stripe. This shows automatically that the telephone booth is occupied. So you see, Isabel can concentrate on her work. And Mascha, you as a planner, you face the daily challenge of translating all these user needs and requirements into an holistic office planning. Where can these touchdown areas can be found in the floor plan?
That's right, Linda. This is why I've brought you a sample floor plan. This illustrates well where all the settings that we see today are best located in an office space. I've marked the relevant areas and put together some hard facts about the time of use, amount of people, and privacy. Touchdown zones are best planned in a separate area, with visual separation from the corridor, where people can store their jackets or their personal belongings in lockers where they are stored safely and securely. Since the focus here is on individual work, the emphasis of this room is on individual desks. They can be placed by itself or in a block of 2. Freestanding screening elements provide screening from each other so that you can really focus on your own work. So you could call it a semi-public atmosphere because the space is accessible to everyone and it's still shielded enough so that you can focus on your own work. But Angela, how does Isabel's workday continue?
As Isabel found the ideal conditions in her work setting, she could fulfill her work even faster than she anticipated. Therefore, she takes advantage of the moment and she goes from the touchdown workplace to the team bench. On the one hand, she clears the area of the focused working to other colleagues. On the other, she promotes and benefits from the exchange on the bench. In many hybrid working teams, not everybody knows who is working on what exactly. Status updates help the exchange and also foster valuable input in order to have the bench working very well. Isabel gets this exchange perfectly there. So also many hybrid workers are missing to work together in a community. Clear win-win situation also for Isabel here, and I'm pretty sure she's ready for a coffee break later on. In the team's home base, we find a bench as a central element. In our example setting, it is fixed in height, but of course, you can exchange it with a height-adjustable bench as well to even add more ergonomic stringency. Lateral screens help not only visual, but also slightly acoustic shielding. We like the proximity and the exchange. However, concentrated work must be possible as well. Of course, you can slide them easily from left to right, or even remove them completely in order to have enough space and room for spontaneous exchange. When the sentence comes up, Isabel, could you look me over the shoulder very quickly? Since we remain in the category of non-territorial seating, we would also recommend for a task chair with a weight reactive mechanism. Why? Because we have changing users here and they do not have the time nor the muse to adjust it every time they come to the home base. Therefore, the chair needs to adapt to the user and not the other way around. C-Motion Net is a homey-looking task chair with an automatic mechanism. It is patented as well. The breathable membrane ensures a pleasant sitting feeling, and all other functions ensure an ergonomic sitting experience. Working in a team also means that ideas come up spontaneously when talking to each other. The caddy and the rec are little helpers that make the home base so valuable for Isabel. Ideas can be visualized, can be shared within the team, as well as stored away safely. If you need to connect to workers who are working on the go right now, that's also very easy possible with the mobile monitor caddy. On the furniture side, Isabel finds everything her heart desires. But Mascha, which demands would she claim on the architectonic and planner side?
Let's have a look together. As the name suggests, the home base is the team's home in the office. So it has to be planned in such a way that the team finds everything they need for their daily work. In addition to classical workstations, there's both individual and team storage for documents they often need. These areas usually make up the largest part of the whole office space, and everyone in the company knows where to find which team. These areas are best planned in peripheral zones so that the team can work undisturbed. However, they don't necessarily have to be planned as enclosed spaces with doors, so you might as well call them semi-private. But Linda, what is the right setting for working creatively where things can be a bit more dynamic?
Yes, this is exactly the question we will address in the next setting. Many companies today rely on the genius of the cross-functional team to ensure success. Colleagues from different departments with different perspectives and different skills work together on a defined assignment. Peter is also part of such a cross-functional team. He and 5 colleagues meet twice a week, half a day, to work together on their project. And the tasks are very different from meeting to meeting. Sometimes they have to brainstorm, sometimes they meet in pairs or work in pairs on a subtask, and sometimes they present the status of the project in a plenary. Depending on the task, the team needs a variety of work settings. And in addition, a lot of creative surface is needed because it is transparency and the visibility of ideas and team results that are really important. The company therefore provides a project room, and this project room can be used for temporary collaboration. And on one day, it is used by different project teams or during a week, for example. Yeah, and today we would like to show you such a kind of project area. The need for a variety of different work settings is satisfied here by very flexible furniture. So the company does not have to provide several rooms. So rooms which are suitable for brainstorming sessions, classic meeting rooms where I can withdraw with my colleague, or areas which are suitable for plenary discussions. The furniture is flexible and mobile, and thanks to the use of casters, the furniture can be rearranged in ever new settings. So the room and the furniture follow the user and not the other way around. The desks, for example, whether large or small, if the desks are on casters, Peter can spontaneously adapt it to the current situation, whether for discussions on a large table or for discussions in smaller groups. Yeah, and the required creative surface is covered here by mobile whiteboards. The boards, both sides can be written on. They are magnetic and ideal for the use of post-its. So Peter and his colleagues can pin and record ideas with a lot of different work tools. And if Peter uses the whiteboard with this mobile easel, the team results can flexibly taken into the new setting. Peter could even take this whiteboard to his home base when he needs to work on the team ideas alone. Yeah, and as you've seen, the furniture creates diverse work settings. And also, the range of seating options should be diverse. So great partners for workshop and project teams are seating products which encourage spontaneity and interaction. For instance, this foldable stool here. It pops up really quickly if there are more colleagues than expected. So you have a sitting option for everybody who's coming in. Or same with the C-Fit. The C-Fit also encourages active sitting as stool and also as sit-stand aid at the high desk. And if it does take longer, a comfortable swivel chair allows Peter and his colleagues to sit comfortable without having to think about adjustments. So, dear viewers, you see the interplay of this different furniture really creates diversity, and diversity in just one room. And now Mascha, she will show us where you can find this room in the floor plan.
Project rooms are best planned as acoustically separated rooms, so the team can work undisturbed. Here too, lockers in front or outside the room are a good idea, so you can store away things that you don't need and concentrate fully on your work task. Workshop utensils, on the other hand, can be placed in mobile storage elements so that they can be accessed very quickly. Basically, these rooms form a strong contrast to these classical meeting areas because they offer a variety of usage scenarios and therefore score high points for space efficiency. Speaking of which, what is Isabel up to right now, Angela?
Isabel had really enough time to have an extensive coffee break. After the spontaneous exchange with colleagues, it was unfortunately not a sentence, Houston, we have a problem, but Isabel, who we have a problem, which arose. For such dynamic situations, Isabel's employer has set up a coordination corner to address those problems. Together with cross-functional teams, she finds very well-planned office area here, for example, for the temporary exchange. She got the ideal support by the furniture to face complex-looking challenges with a comfortable smile. Mobile high desk, spontaneous sitting, as well as visualization boards help to work in a project-oriented manner, and they can also adapt to changing situations as they are mobile. So here again, we have the user's needs and demands in the focus again. Since it excludes an informal character, it really fosters not only creativity, but also free speech. And the sofa on wheels, as well as the high desk with the railing, foster posture change without having a very relaxed and backward-leaning mindset. For spontaneous sitting situations or brainstorm situations, informal polstered sofas are very good. Here we have C-Lab sofa. It's super lightweight, flexible and mobile thanks to the casters. Especially soft and comfortable, the sofa creates a casual atmosphere in any room. Here again, Mascha's planner's perspective would interest me. Mascha, where would you place this coordination corner in the office floor plan?
These formal and ad hoc zones are best placed at junctions in the office. With their openness and free accessibility to everyone, they create many opportunities for spontaneous meetings with colleagues. Because, after all, if we're honest, creative ideas often come about while drinking coffee with colleagues, doesn't it, Linda?
Yeah, the beloved good coffee. We ask ourselves, why is it that people come to the office for coffee? Because that is what the survey of our major customers revealed. What is behind it? What makes people talk at the coffee bar? It's probably the informal, casual atmosphere that brings the conversation to this personal level. And that's the kind of place Isabel and Peter are looking for. Both have been away from the office for a long time now, and today they're just really happy to be able to discuss things face to face again. Isabel is Peter's manager, and besides the hard project facts, she just wants to know how Peter is doing. Yeah, so Isabel and Peter, they meet here in the area Smart Soft. And unlike classic and more formal meeting rooms, we have here seating furniture with this lounge character, which creates this cozy and informal atmosphere, which is ideal for personal conversations, but I could also go there and withdraw briefly, or I could go there and just hold a video call with my colleague in the home office. Yeah, but it's not only about the furniture with lounge character that's creating this cozy atmosphere. It's also the use of colors, and you all know it. It's how this cozy atmosphere just helps to hold even this more serious conversations just easier. Yeah, but Mascha, tell me, are these settings always in the immediate vicinity of the coffee bar?
That would have a charm of its own, Linda. You could take your coffee cup directly with you and support the sociable atmosphere of this space. It complements public informal areas with a nearby and secluded retreat. On small tables, you could not only excuse me, put your coffee cup down, but also work well with your laptop.
Mascha, you've got something to drink over there. Maybe it
Thank you.
helps you. Yeah, Mascha, thank you very much for this many insights and also this planning perspective you brought to our user-oriented settings. How can Cedus support our customers in planning such hybrid working environments?
Yeah, the Sedus planning and consulting team helps with the conception and design of modern working spaces. Our international team of interior designers, engineers, and workplace specialists help with the analysis, followed by the conception and optimization of the whole working environment.
So this is workplace consulting by Cedus. But now I'm quite curious what is happening in the chat. Angela, did you have the chance to check it already?
Yes, I have, Linda and Mascha, and I'm bringing the chat right with me. And we had many little helpers in the chat who already covered some questions. Hi to Cedus friends. Thank you for answering many questions already. But let me rephrase some. Maybe we have even more insights. What is the biggest difference between the office before the pandemic and after?
I can answer that if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is that okay? Mm-hmm. So we believe that desk sharing will continue to gain ground, just because of two reasons. From the employer perspective, it's because we have this freedom of choice, a lot of places where we can work from. And from a corporate perspective, certainly it is the issue of space efficiency. So that's why desk sharing will continue to gain ground. And the space that then will be gained will be used differently. And we believed especially for collaboration, because this will be the core function of the office in the future. Therefore, the main transmission will be less rigid areas and more diversity and flexibility in the space. To make it more concrete, instead of having classical meeting rooms with rigid desks and chairs, there will be more rooms which can be used flexibly, just like the project room we just introduced.
One question hops in there very well. Mm-hmm. How is Cedus looking to adapt the old furniture to the new options? That's maybe something with the C-Lab scenario when new space arises.
Yeah, in October last year, we just introduced the C-Lab range, which is nearly, we doubled our portfolio, we could say. We created furniture for the working areas, and we also created a lot of furniture for these collaborative areas. And a special thing is, and something new in our portfolio, therefore, is that we have a lot of products with casters now, and also with smaller and more compact dimensions to just answer this trend of more flexibility.
One question also was, does Cedus only offer automatic chairs? And I have seen the link is already in the comment section, but I would like to give them a bit more room. We have actually both worlds. So we have the automatic adjustment and we have the individual adjustments. And here again, the user perspective is super important. When we are working at a fixed bench, it's my personal chair, you know. I sit there every day. It's nobody else sitting there. It's just me. And then I can really have the individual adjustment and I can benefit from every bit of the adjustment. But when I have, on the other side, the non-territorial working, we have changing users, and there is not the time nor the muse to adjust the mechanism every time when I receive a new chair. With non-territorial sitting, the chair must be adjusted automatically. The chair needs to follow the user and not the other way around.
I would like to add something real quick, if I may. I think it's important to highlight that not always 100% of the employees can work mobile. Some activities require their presence in the office. So you could say that there's no universal quota for working mobile.
Thank you, Mascha. I have another question for you. How How does the planning process work in detail?
Yes, so we basically look at the status quo and develop opportunities and create a planning framework. So we help with the strategy until the implementation. So our goal is always a custom-made office environment that has the goals of the company in mind, but also the well-being of their employees, so that they can find exactly the setting that they need for their type of work.
I see only one question left, so if you have any more questions, feel free to comment now. For now, last question is, how do you reconcile staff planning with the existing furniture? If you don't know exactly who will come to the office and when and what will be needed, how can I put the right furniture? Wow, that's a long question.
Yes, that's a long question, or a lot of questions. I try to answer them briefly. So for the challenge companies has to face, what are the right settings I have to put in my office floor plan, Cedus offers a management system, and it is called cConnects. And it is a system for the management of working environments with freely selectable workstations and areas, with two advantages. Again, from the employee perspective, is that I can look for and also book a workstation already from home or from everywhere because it's via app. And I can also find colleagues. So if I want to exchange ideas, for example, with Mascha on my office day, I can find her and book a place near her. But the real advantage of cConnect for the company is that the system provides me with occupancy data that can be analyzed. So the company sees what are the settings which are heavily frequented and which are not. So they see which settings need to be changed so that the company can avoid to have space in the office which is not used in practice.
Thank you, Linda, for this answering this long question. If you want to have more insight on cConnects, we are actually having a webcast on that topic as well on the 30th of June. So feel free to register. I'm pretty sure it will be as interesting as this webcast, which is commented in the section. We are very glad for the active participation in the common field. We wish you a pleasant weekend. Stay healthy. Thank you for your time. See you soon. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.